Thank you, sorry.
Yeah.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of
the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes and agenda as presented.
I'll second that. Motion made by Terry, seconded by myself.
Can we find out if Bill's on the line, if he wants to vote on any of
Are you
this?
on the line, Bill?
He said it'd be kind of hit and miss with him.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Avisa's Insurance.
We received an additional I don't know if quote's the right word, or they gave us new options, maybe is the right way to say it. Option 2 includes carbonate, adult polycarbonate lenses, scratch resistant coating, ultraviolet screening, solid or gradient tint, and standard and reflective coating. And then the option 3 includes the package above, and then the L1 progressive lenses. So for just a few dollars more, average savings with somebody who gets glasses is about $418. So
You happen to know how many of there are? My question, the reason for that, it'd be cheaper to basically self-insure those guys instead of go with the other way. Pay them the difference, you know.
well, the employees pay this by themselves anyway. County doesn't pay for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Have you talked to them then?
I have talked to quite a few people, and mostly everybody that I've talked to have said to go with the option 3.
Oh, okay. Well, that settles it then.
Okay. I lost my pen.
You want action on that, or?
I'm still.
I thought we paid some of this. We don't, it's 100%
Never have.
employee.
Yeah, it's 100% employee.
This is dental, both.
Yep.
We had options between companies on vision. There was another company at one point. I don't think we have any more, do we?
No, and this is what they brought us, so.
That's what they want.
You want to make the motion then?
I'll make a motion to approve the Plan 3 for Avisa's Insurance.
I'll second the motion.
Motion by Mike Stenzer, seconded by Terry Gurney to approve the Avisa's Insurance Plan 3 for the employees. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And this will start 1st of July.
Yes.
Bill? Yes, sir. Oh, okay, yeah, we forgot, we just turned it on, so, we just did the Avisa's, that's an employee, all paid by employees anyway, I forgot that, and, is there anything else you wanna leave me on? Just looks like some drainage, and, that's it, so. Do that, yep. Yep,
Thank
thanks.
you. You're welcome. Good morning.
If we want this a bit, we're supposed to call it.
Okay.
Okay.
Is Scott on?
Scott, are you on?
He just tried to text me something, but I don't have my phone in
What
here.
did Bill say about this?
Well, I don't think we had it turned on. He said he tried to call it, but
So I'm wondering if it's on. Let me try it.
They said that's not working right.
Hi, Scott. Is the conference call not working?
I can't hear. It died?
It died?
this phone's down.
All right, so we'll get her back up here.
35 or 75:30.
Yeah, Eric's working on it, so. It died.
That's weird.
We have phone problems.
Mine broke.
You know if Chris says anything?
Well, we should probably wait. If somebody wants to be on the call for some reason, we should
Oh, yeah.
probably allow them
It's
to,
for everybody.
yeah.
That was good too, Dave.
Dave, all you have to do is call her and she'll send you one. First day she did it, she opened at 9, they were gone by 9:20.
Did you get them in
27 of them,
Lake Mills?
salads.
In salads? Okay. The gal at Lake Mills does a good job too.
Yeah.
Where's that at?
Senior Citizen Center.
Oh,
Well, let's move to 7 and we can, that doesn't need to be watched. We can-
I'm just wondering if we'll run into problems though, if we don't have a working phone line.
Well,
It's not
when we
public.
get to it, we'll just say it's passed. Okay? That way they'll know about it. Oh, here we go.
We were on call and it just died.
I wonder if, I'm gonna try to call ISAC quick, because I think they have a line too that we could use if this one doesn't work.
Yeah, problem is, we would have been needing to distribute it to everybody, this number.
Mm-hmm. Oh. That'll work.
Please enter your participant or moderator code followed by the pound key. Please say your name followed by the pound key.
Scott, are you on yet?
Yep.
Okay, it's working.
It's working. Eric? It's working.
Brittany from Group Benefit Partners is on as well.
Okay.
As is Brian Pinker from Group Benefit Partners.
Was that for the Evasys one, or?
Yes, yeah, I think we were gonna speak on, the vision renewal and then just the dental renewal as well.
Is there, the dental renewal too?
Yes, so good news on the dental. Delta gave no increase, no renewal increase for 2020 and 2021. So rates are staying exactly the same for that. So not really any change, with those pieces. And just a reminder that you guys have those 3 plan options right now. So, the preventive plan, a catastrophic type plan, and then a comprehensive plan. So, we think those are great options to continue to offer to employees. You have a spread of employees enrolled in all of the plans too. So the catastrophic plan seems to be the least, has the least enrollment. There's only 4 people enrolled in that one, but still some interest in that too. So.
Okay.
What, can you give us a rundown of the numbers in all 3 plans?
Are we talking
Yeah,
Delta? The Delta one?
I'm sorry, what was that, Terry? Yep, the Delta. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so let me pull those up here. So I'll give you the rates, monthly rates for these, and they class them out as single, 2-person, and family rates. So there's 3 different tiers. On the preventive plan, an employee only is $11.46. 2-person is $22.93. And actually for the renewal that went down a penny, so $22.92. Excuse me. Family is $43.56. So those are all for the preventive plan. Catastrophic plan, so for single, that cost is going to be $13.76.
You have a thesis, Mike.
2% is $26.36.
I don't have it there.
And family is $28.66. And I can send this, Carla, do you want me to email this over to you too?
You did, when we upgrade the Avisis plan, will you just redo the sheet for us?
Oh, yes. Yep, I can do that.
Okay.
That Avisis, okay. Yep. Okay. And then I'll give you the rates here for the comprehensive plan too really quick, for the dental. So single is $25.22. 2-person is $49.30. And family is $72.22. And so, like I mentioned, no increase for the Delta dental renewal. There are a couple, it's interesting, there are a couple coverage levels where they decrease by just a penny. And so that must have just been something that they did with underwriting, but no change to that, so that's great news for employees with that benefit.
So is Delta Dental being affected by nobody going to the dentist in the last month or more?
Yeah, so we've seen a decrease in that. I know there are a lot of, dental offices that aren't even open now, or can't be open due to COVID. Delta Dental, they actually gave, for plans renewing, I believe for the remainder of 2020, if the renewal date is in this year, a 0% increase, so just a rate hold for groups. that they just passed along to everybody. And so that's just to kind of help out employers and employees during this time. You know, I don't know what will happen then come 2021, you know, if those rates will increase more than normal at that point because of that rate hold, or not. But, you know, again, we can always reevaluate at that time. But yeah, I would guess that they're seeing a big drop in, you know, just preventive visits and elective things that aren't non-emergency. Now, I do expect or anticipate that once this is all over, I think we're going to see a large influx of claims, because people haven't really been able to get things done. But yeah, good question.
All right. Well, we've already actioned on the evasive part of it and went with the third option.
Okay, great. Yeah, I had just a couple talking points about that. So is that let me pull up those rates. So option 3, that is going to be the lens option package L5, and it looks like the employee-only rate is $14.97. Is that what you guys are seeing on your end as well?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a great option, and we've had some groups move to these and add that lens package in just because with glasses anymore, the enhancements that you can add on can get very expensive. And so for not much more a month, an employee who wears glasses can see a significant amount of savings. So is there any other questions that you guys have on that? Or?
No, I think it looked pretty self-explanatory.
Okay, that sounds great.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Brittany.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks, Brian.
yeah, thank you guys.
Bye.
Thank you. Alrighty. Scott? Scott?
Hi. Yep, hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
Well, today our Heartland Asphalt's working on part of our kind of asphalt patch project. They're doing some patching up in Rice Lake, and yesterday they did some patching south of Lake Mills. And later today they'll be working on 842 right at the 4-city corporate limits. O Street, I guess is what they call it in town. So kind of trying to touch up some of the worst potholed areas in the county, trying to get things by, I guess. So we have a pretty substantial project this year. They'll also have a patch on R20 just south of John Deere by Buffalo Center, and a couple of railroad crossings in the county. So part of that they'll do today, and part of it they'll do in maybe a month or so. So shouldn't be too much of an issue. It's open to traffic. They'll just do one lane at a time and won't do any detours or anything. So that's where I'm at right now up in Rice Lake. A lot of golfers out here.
Minnesota.
Probably all.
Yeah, it could be. Let's see. One thing I was going to discuss with you guys, I sent a memo about equipment purchase for this and the next fiscal years. Just a quick overview. We added this year's budget to next year's budget, come up with a total $670,000, and then we're planning to trade a truck for a motor grader and get 2 new plow trucks. One of which will be reusing the snow equipment off the trade truck, so that one will be quite a bit cheaper, and we'll save about $80,000. The reason I'm bringing this to you right now, we don't have the quotes quite finalized, but what we'll end up doing, because all of these payments will be in next fiscal year, is just hang on to the budget for this year, let it roll over. It's in the secondary road fund. Roll over to the next fiscal year, and then next year we'll spend the money with an amendment. So just kind of moving the money from one year to the next, just like we did with gravel this year. Yeah, Mike, do you have any questions on this?
No.
I got all my questions
Okay.
answered yesterday, so.
Okay, yeah, so,
It's a wise move, yeah.
maybe I'll touch base with Bill then, since he's not on the call, is he?
I talked, he is available to call if you wanna, talk to him about it.
Okay, I'll just give him a call about it then. Otherwise, if you guys don't have any issues with it, we'll have, I'll work with Mark to get quotes finalized, and we'll probably sign quotes for these transactions in the next couple weeks, get things ordered and coming, and pay the bills when the pieces of equipment arrive next fiscal year.
Okay,
All right.
So I'll have some more formal action for you in following weeks.
Okay.
Okay, that's all I got on that. You guys have anything else?
I
I
just,
have nothing.
I just have a question, Scott.
Yeah.
I've heard that gas tax is gonna be going down because of the people not driving and so what is that gonna do to your budget? How bad will that hit us and what's the plan?
Yeah, well, it's pretty well unknown how big of an impact that will be and whether we'll get any help from stimulus or, kind of bailout legislation or whatever you want to call it. I've heard estimates as much as 25% of road use tax, which would be about $500,000. I think we have a cash balance that will protect us, but I'll be looking in next year's budget of things we can be cautious about. But I think our cash balance is high enough to be able to keep us from having major issues.
Do they go by fiscal year?
Road use tax, let's see, I think it's distributed monthly. No, wait, quarterly. Monthly.
So it's
But it's based on projections, so they'll kind of make a prediction at the beginning of the year and they'll start distributing and they'll adjust through the year as they see kind of how revenues are coming. It's a little bit complicated, too much for me to keep fully understood on without looking it up, but
I used to get
I guess
I used to get the federal highway emails that showed the gas tax across the country, and since the COVID hit, it's like they aren't distributing that anymore.
maybe the best thing would be to do is to get a better review of everything we've been receiving about it and get you guys a summary of what I expect for our county.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to,
Try to put pen to paper on that.
we might, I know there's been discussions at the federal level of, subsidizing or backfilling some of this lost revenues in the local and state levels. Whether that's happening.
Yep, I've heard that too, and the most recently I heard that it wasn't included in any of the most recent legislation, so I think we'll keep lobbying to get relief for local revenues, road use tax, base rate vehicle registrations, and fuel tax, and all these things. People are driving less, obviously, and a lot of the registration things like that are being delayed because of access to treasurer's offices and all those kinds of things, but
I would think with the price of oil going negative, that'll help the price of gas to where people probably will just go out and drive because they can afford it. But they still have to
yeah,
pay the tax.
hopefully. I mean, the fuel tax is, cents per gallon. It's not a percentage of the dollars.
Right.
So, we're buffered from the price of fuel really well, but usage is really what drives our ups and downs. So hopefully, yeah, because gas is $1, people get out and just cruise, but I'm not sure that's the case.
Well, it's a safe thing to do right now, as long as you don't stop.
Right, yep.
Well, I didn't have anything on the roads.
Yeah. Nothing
Okay.
here, so. Anything
Okay.
else? Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. We'll move on.
Thanks, guys.
Yep,
Thanks,
thank
Scott.
you. Chris has anything?
She said she didn't.
Okay. We'll go to, let's go to number 7, set public hearing. Much for that.
So did you ever include our amendment to transfer money out of our accounts into that project?
Into the military thing?
Yeah.
Go. If you wanna take a look at, I need to add, another 10,000 in the Board of Prisoners Fund for the fire.
Yeah, and I don't know if there's any way to come back on the architect or John for that, but, so what they did is, they put the sprinkler system above the sally port. When the doors are open, the sprinkler systems are above the doors, so then the fire marshal gigged us on it. So we have to reroute that water supply so it goes under the door. And you would think that an architect or a building contractor would know stuff like that, much more so than a cop would, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So anyway, I don't know if there's any way to come back on them for that or not, but it's certainly worth a shot looking into it. Otherwise, yeah, we would move that money from the Board of Prisoners account into.
So is this set in stone then? Or when's the last
I
date?
am sending it to the paper tomorrow, hopefully.
Because if we do something eventually on number 8, that would almost have to be in there. Can we, your original date for publication, can you delay that a week?
The problem is that you get into May and there's not enough,
Yeah,
we
we're
can't,
at the last date.
we can't delay it. Because people have to have enough time to protest it if there's somebody protests it.
Does this include previous budget amendments? The numbers?
We haven't done any, this is the only budget amendment we've done this year.
This is the only one.
So,
How come there's such a spread?
what's that?
How come there's such a spread on some of them, like secondary road, 324,000?
So secondary roads, here's another way to look at it. Secondary roads also have, revenue that's coming in that offsets. So you can see that there.
So they have a grant to cover it.
They have, I don't know what their revenue is,
I think it
but,
was the transportation policy region.
and then this one's by department. That one's by line item, that one's by department, that one's by service area. So it's all the same numbers, just differently put into the spreadsheet.
Okay, you'll have to educate me then. How come the number there is so high on secondary roads? It's only,
Because the one by department takes the revenue and the expenditure into account. So they're amending their expenditures to go up, but they're also amending their revenue to go up.
right.
So it makes it,
Net.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, yours did took for you to hit. Okay.
Because I hired
Oh,
Lindsay.
that's right, yeah. Let's see, these-
So who has to have this stuff tomorrow in the paper? Tomorrow's Wednesday,
So it needs to go by Thursday.
yeah. I would like to have a chance to at least discuss number 8 before we finalize these numbers.
We have to take a look at this one. Okay. So, but let's, yeah. So net to this is huge.
Yes.
It's
I
actually
mean, it's
normal.
still $700,000 worth of budget amendments, but
Well, 500 and some courthouse, so, I mean, we knew that was gonna be a question mark. Didn't we?
yeah,
Well, the 500 and some for the courthouse, we knew we were gonna be spending money, we just didn't know the exact number.
mm-hmm,
So it was sort of kind of budgeted by
Yeah.
doing the urban renewal amendment. And what number did, see, the urban renewal number we put in there was quite a bit bigger than that, wasn't it, for the
yeah,
courthouse?
because we already had money budgeted in the project fund, but we have to do the whole amount from the TIF to
Right,
move that money over.
right.
So the courthouse amount is less than what the urban renewal amount is.
So the one thing I learned the other day, when we borrow from ourselves and reimburse it with TIF, you're better off borrowing at a % interest. Then you can utilize that interest in other more flexible areas. You can identify that interest is supposed to go, say, to a revolving loan fund or something like that. So you're paying yourself interest, but then it's the TIF that's paying the interest, and then it can go into a fund to be utilized. That makes sense?
I think so.
Is it fungible then at the interest?
As far as the rate,
No, what fund it can go into?
yeah.
Can you intermingle, so you can put it in the
Well,
general fund?
I would say if we're gonna start charging interest to the TIF fund, I would like to have a set program it goes into.
Right, but can it go into like the general fund?
It could,
Okay.
but I would like.
Yeah, you should identify it first, yeah.
But I know Four Cities doing the same thing. They borrow at 3%, I think, and then they put that into their revolving loan fund to be utilized to help new businesses start or whatever.
That is not included in that.
So,
You wanna wait on that then?
all
I have
we're
no
voting
problem
on
with
is the
this.
date, right?
Right.
And if we have an extra day, if we're strong enough about today, we could meet tomorrow if we had to, and still get it there on Thursday.
You're not approving this,
Yeah.
you're just setting the public hearing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
But I'd have no problem approving this right now. All right,
So
well,
what date are you looking at?
May 12th at 9 a.m.
Number 7. At 9 a.m.?
Yep.
I'll make a motion to set the public hearing for budget amendments for May 12th, 9 a.m.
I will second that. Motion by Terry, second by Mike to approve the budget amendment hearing for May 12th at 9 a.m. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Budgets and business review.
So I wanted this on the agenda because there are several entities that are looking into helping our local businesses that are hurting. You know, they're kind of our lifeline in our area for services, and when you're being forced to shut down, you don't have a lot of resources to help you. I know this, I don't know what the city of Fort City did last night, but I know Fort City Economic Development put a certain amount of money of their marketing money into a fund to be distributed to Fort City businesses. Last night, Lake Mills, I believe, voted to match the grant that they're getting from the Hanson Foundation. Hanson Foundation gave $15,000 to the city of Lake Mills, They gave 15,000 to Clear Lake, they gave 20,000 to Forest City and 10,000 to Hancock. This is unofficial, I'm just getting this secondhand. So anyway, so Lake Mills is gonna match the 15,000, so they'll have 30,000 to give businesses in Lake Mills. Forest City, I don't know what they did, but I think they were looking at, part of theirs would be, they use a revolving loan fund. The proposal was to use a revolving loan fund to loan for 6 months at 0%, just to help them get through it. And then the economic development part of it would be a grant. So I was looking at, is there any place in our budget that we would have room to help some of the other businesses or help any of the businesses in Winnebago County? There was very few that got any of that SBA money, I know. And one that kind of surprised me was the R-Bar, got $8,000. Branding Iron, I think they got the full 25,000. Trying to think what other ones. Oh, Ibelisco here in town. Theirs was like 18 or 20 or something. But there's a lot of them, there's a lot of other restaurants and hairdressers and people like that really didn't get funded yet. So I was wondering if there was any interest in looking at our budgets. The question I had to ask you yesterday was the tipping fees. Was the income from the tipping fees in this budget, would we have that programmed in?
It was not budgeted.
Okay, and do you know how much we've gotten from that contract we signed?
It's what you said
It
yesterday.
was 84,000
Yeah.
we've gotten in. Could have been partly from the year before and partly, or is it all this year?
No, it's all this year.
So it's actually doing better than it did before the contract ended.
Because
We
at
were
the end of the
averaging
year,
65 before that.
yeah, at the end of the year, we transferred that out to general basic and rural basic.
So that's one area that we hadn't counted on because we actually did get the contract signed.
I have no idea, but that could fall too, maybe.
No, this is a one-time deal.
Well, that's a one,
No, what I'm saying is the money we've gotten so far from
right,
waste management was not planned on.
right.
And what happens in the future is, I don't know, but then they should be, I would think they're still doing all the garbage. I know the people at Lake Mills are saying that the truck traffic has picked up. They've noticed that. It sounds like Lake Mills finally got their deal done on their tipping fees because they were out for a while. So I was just wondering if there's some way to take some of that money and put it towards relief for some of these businesses.
Well, I know at least two pretty substantial businesses in Lake Mills that haven't seen their federal, well, they've applied, so we don't really know how much they're gonna be getting from the feds yet, so.
Right.
And I don't know
And I
how
think
long that's gonna
in
take.
Forest City, the plan criteria was they were gonna focus mostly on the ones that had not gotten any funding. And there's probably going to be a round one and a round, well, there's already been, 3 or 4 rounds, but there's gonna be a round 5, 6, and 7.
Well, I've seen the numbers on one business, boy, it's actually a sweet deal, from the federal. So I would say let's hold off a little bit, I don't know how long, but a little bit.
Well, here's the problem, we're at our budget year end, like, we have to know in the next day whether we can utilize any of these monies.
Well, we only have another month to wait, we can do another budget amendment.
No, we can't.
We're
We
at
can do as
the,
many budget amendments as we want
No,
in a
the
year.
timeline.
because of the timeline, you can't do any past a certain date in May because people don't have time to protest your budget
So it's
For the 21?
for 20.
20, yeah.
Fiscal year we're in.
Right. Well, we could take it out of 21, we can amend the budget for
Yeah.
21.
but we won't be able to do anything until after the 1st of July.
Right. But that's only months away. Well, if we're gonna do that, then if they get, we need to know how much they're gonna get from the federal government when they do get it.
Well, yeah, and that's what
So
the
that
whole
they can
process
pay-
is. You
so
go
that they
through
can
the
pay-
list and see who's got it.
So that they can pay back. I don't think we should be singling out businesses, and providing that, and then they get a pretty good check from the federal government too, and other businesses don't, so. I think we should tie it to their help they're gonna get from the federal government.
And that's part of the application process. It all started in Cerro Gordo County. Cerro Gordo, Mason City, and Clear Lake went together and had an application. And you identify your financials, and then they're looking at, you know, what are you getting from the federal government? We can table it a little bit too.
Oh,
Bill,
yes,
so we're talking about the budgets and the business relief.
yeah,
And Carla checked, and the monies from the tipping fees so far this year is $84,000, which we had not budgeted any of that income in this year's budget.
okay,
So it's over and above what we planned on, and it would just roll forward. The discussion is, this is the absolute last day, or tomorrow's the last day we can do any budget amendments. So
okay,
if we were to do a plan for relief for the businesses, any possibility of it, we would have to file for an amendment. And say we're going to use any or all of that 84,000 in there towards business relief in the county, we would have to do it by tomorrow morning so we can get it to the papers as part of our budget amendments that we're doing.
Or wait till
okay,
or wait for 2 months for next year's budget.
And then we still have to amend that one.
yeah.
The only thing that scares
Well, I
me,
guess they need the relief now if we're gonna do it.
Right. That's what the other groups are looking at is if we wait 2 months, they may not be here.
Yeah,
And yeah, that's fine that Forest City and Lake Mills are offering relief. I don't know if you heard it, but Hanson Foundation gave $15,000 to City Lake Mills and $20,000 to the city of Forest City and $15,000 to Hancock County. And
Okay.
$15,000 to Clear Lake. I guess they forgot that they also have a business in Winnebago County, but that's beyond that.
yeah,
Anyway, so they're gonna be matching monies there to do business relief now. What I'm looking at, if we take some of this money and put it in there as an amendment, we don't have to necessarily grant it out right away. We can wait and see how all the chips fall a little bit and see how all the other scoring goes and maybe come in and fill it and see if it's
yeah,
the right thing to do. But problem is we have to make the decision now whether it's going to be a
well,
fail.
yeah, in order to be able to have that option, we have to approve it now,
Right.
or amend the budget now.
And we gotta
And,
keep,
Carl?
Mike, you gonna say something?
yeah, and we gotta keep in mind though that, we don't have any idea, if these businesses have received any federal aid yet. I gave the example of a couple businesses in Lake Mills that have applied for that federal aid, and the number is gonna be very good for those businesses, but it's a matter of, they said they ran out of money, so I don't know how soon that's gonna be replenished at the federal level. But, so I think we need to be careful when we, I guess, how we go about doing it, if we're gonna do it.
And that's part of the scoring criteria. We look at all those things, what they've received and how it's affected.
It's, well, I guess if we were going to have the option of doing it, we need to, amend the budget now, and then we will discuss how or if it is dispersed later, I guess.
Yeah.
That can work for me, yeah.
Carla, did you have a point to make?
the thing that scares me is like the gas tax, the local option sales tax, they said could be lowered by 25%, and we do count on that revenue. So if we're short on our local option sales tax, that $84,000 could be something that could help us to stay afloat if we need that money. So I guess I want to look at it take a wide look at everything before we.
Well,
I guess
we can discuss the matrix down the road, and I think it should be very, not limited, but, very structured.
and look at what's coming in and what's not.
I don't mind putting it on, I don't mind amending the budget, putting that number in there, but we need to be very, I think reticent in handing out the money, reticent.
Yes, it's and if I heard Carla right, and then if we end up needing the money ourselves, we just won't disperse it.
Right.
Yes.
This is Chris on the phone. Can I make a comment?
Sure.
Just a second, I got to walk out here, it just got noisy.
Yeah, I just wanted to say too, the farm economy out there is hurting right now. I don't know how long that's going to last, but the prices are really low. So yeah, just something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
What was that?
She was talking about Chris was talking about the farm economy and all the farmers hurting.
Oh, no, yeah,
Of course, it's good to help businesses too, but
technically their income flows haven't been stopped, but this whole thing has caused the markets to drop. So, they're being affected by this too, so.
it's just good time to be conservative.
Yes. Very conservative, yes.
Well, it's like, it's like we all said, let's put it in here, let's get the amendment done, and then I'm sure we'll have some pretty good discussion on how to hand it out, if we hand it out, so.
Yes, but you're right, by doing the amendment now, it gives us the option, and we can go either way with it, so.
So what number would we put in there then?
Let's see what's there.
Just do an even 50,000?
What was that, Terry?
Do an even 50,000 out of the 84?
I don't think it matters the number we put in there. I'll tell you right now, I'm gonna be very skeptical of releasing any money, but, there again, it depends on, the answers that they give. So it doesn't matter to me what we put in there.
Yeah, I guess I was basically thinking we just do the whole 84, and then it may just end up.
We draw a line.
No, yeah, we won't do anything with it. We just have opened ourselves up to the option if we can see a real, true, and fair way or need for it.
Yep, that's right.
The other option I had looked at was the TIF funds it, but that takes a long process to do that, and we don't have time this fiscal year to really do it.
And I talked to Joe,
No,
and you have to
yeah,
identify
I can see that.
Each parcel.
each parcel, and that, I,
Good. So I guess if we just go with the number of the 84,000 and figure it out later, whether we want to do any partial or whatever through there to put it on a budget amendment for now.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So we're gonna have to have a meeting to do this officially. It's not on our agenda as an actual item.
well, I can do the amendment.
And we have to do it by
The
when?
amendment.
Oh,
We can do it today, in
Approve
my
the
opinion.
amendment next week.
But, so I put it in the amendment, you approve the amendment on the 12th, but then you'll have to set up what you want with this business relief program in a
Okay.
different meeting.
Yeah, we can do it that way. Okay.
I didn't quite understand what she said, I guess.
She said we're approving proceeding with the meeting for the amendments, right? The public hearing.
Right, because you're not technically approving the amendment.
We aren't putting any details in the amendment numbers yet.
Okay, all right.
You're just setting the public hearing.
So when would we have to identify that part of it?
The business. Whenever.
But I mean, in your budget amendments here on the list, you'll include the 84,000 proposed, and we would identify whether we're going to actually allocate it or not.
Right.
I mean, the money's going to be either one place or another.
This just allows you to spend it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we've already made the motion for the public hearing, and so that's all done.
It's all good this side. Yep,
Okay, thank you.
sounds like you need to go.
Well, that's over here.
That's over there.
It's probably
I don't think there's much more than,
you want to go to an open forum quick.
you wanna go, we'll go to open forum.
All right.
Julie, do you have any? Julie Sorensen, are you on the line?
Yes, I am, Terry. I don't have anything new right now, our 2 cases that we had in Winnebago County have recovered, and we have not had any new cases, as of yet. So, is there any questions you guys have for me?
I don't think so. I wish that we could have convinced 3 young teenage girls in Thompson, Iowa, riding around together on a golf cart to have their social separation.
Social distancing, yes, they still need to be practicing that.
Kind of upsets me. We've got, a lot of elderly people doing their due diligence, hunkering down, and
Yep,
a lot of workers that are losing income because of it, and you have kids out there playing together and
yep, exactly, yep, I know.
all we gotta do our part.
Yep, exactly. So I know the governor is on at 11 again, as you heard that some of the packing plants down south have broke out, and right now I believe they have 10 nursing homes down that way that have broke out, and I want to say kudos to our nursing homes in Winnebago County. They're doing their due diligence and watching their staffs, and I know that Timely Mission, I believe they're doing a 1 week on, 1 week off, and the staff stays, they do a rotation that way. They stay 24/7 there with the residents, so I want to say kudos to Tony and her crew up there.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, Julie.
So, you bet. You guys have a good day.
Yep. No discussion, open forum?
There's manure management's over there,
Okay.
and then there's 2 resignations. Denny resigned, you know that, right? Alexis,
Botniak?
that. One with Becco.
Have the bids, and we'll call over in just a minute.
Okay.
So we'll call in just a minute.
Okay.
This the last one.
I haven't.
Would you
Yeah.
send me something, just in an email that says to do it? Because otherwise I get in trouble with it.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Hey, Dave,
Sir.
are you going to the office?
Yes.
I'm gonna stop by when I'm done here.
Okay.
You want to just let you know how we came out on the drainage then, or?
Yeah, just let me know. I'll watch it on the YouTube.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure you will. Okay.
So number 9?
Let's get number 9 and, quickly.
So we had one
One bid,
bid for the external auditor.
yes.
We're pretty much sold it.
Change in numbers.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because they can. Well, I'll make a motion to approve Gardner and Companies as our external auditors.
I will second that.
This is a 3-year.
Motion by Terry, second by me to approve the bid for external auditor to Gardner and Company. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
There's something that you need to sign, and then I need at least one of them back. I can make you copies if you want a copy, but I need a copy for me and a copy for them, so.
Just have them sign 2 of them.
Mhm.
This is Chris and Rick. Are you guys ready?
Just about, we're signing some papers.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Go back to number 5. Bed letting for DD11 main tile improvement project.
I'll be right back.
Okay, this is Chris and I have Rick Hopper here. We have 8 bids. So I'm gonna open them and hand them to Rick. We're gonna start with Holland Contracting.
You've provided a bid bond that's acceptable. I'm just gonna read the total. There's so many items here that's kind of prohibitive. So the total bid from Holland Contracting is $1,315,635.55. 1315635.55.
The next one is McKinnis Excavating out of Mason City.
Bid bond has been provided by McKinnis. Total bid from McKinnis, $1,233,322.50. 1,233,322.5.
The next is B&B Farm Drainage from Wallingford, Iowa.
That was B and B as in boy.
Boy, correct.
Where are they from?
Wallingford, Iowa.
B&B has provided cashier's check as their bid guarantee. Total bid from B&B, $1,091,361.95. 1,091,361.95.
The next one is Rognus Brothers out of Lake Mills.
Bid bond has been provided by Rognus. Total bid from Rognus, $1,287,686.43. 1,287,686.43.
The next one is Jensen Excavating out of Albert Lee, Minnesota.
Bid bond has been provided by Jensen. Total bid from Jensen, $1,421,206.72. 1,421,206.72.
The next one is A1 Excavating out of Bloomer, Wisconsin.
Say that again, please.
It's A1 Excavating, but they are out of Bloomer, Wisconsin.
Okay.
Sorry, Mike.
Bid bond has been provided. Total bid from A1, $1,485,339.80. 1,485,339.80.
The next is NISS Excavating out of Mason City,
Spell that?
NISS.
Oh, okay.
Bid bond has been provided by NISS. Total from NIST, $1,323,833.24. 1,323,833.24.
The last one I have is Farm Tile Pro in Osage.
They provided a cashier's check with bid security. Total bid from Farmco is $1,283,893. 1,283,893. Their low bidder is B&B Farm Drainage.
Right, and then the second lowest would be McKinnis Excavating. We will quick do some math and be back to you, okay?
All right.
What was the low bid?
1,091,361.95.
Okay.
450,000 under, no. 350,000 under the estimate.
It's good to have a lot of bidders.
Maybe the timing wasn't so bad right now. Everything's uncertain on the private side. You may have a lot of jobs lined up, you're not sure if they're coming through. So the low bid was just under 75% of the engineer's estimate. So 25%.
Ever heard of them?
Huh?
Ever heard of them?
Well, did they just get a project from us?
I think
So they got the last bid we had.
Oh,
Rick had worked with them before. Yeah. Where was that project? Is that the one up by, Rake?
I don't know.
I think the last project we bid out, they got it.
All right.
B&B, you're right, B&B did get that last one you bid.
Where was that, up by Rake or?
Yeah, yes. DD 18 lat 11, where they have the railroad boring and then.
Oh, by Scarville.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's actually close to
Scarville,
Scarville, real close to Scarville.
Yeah, that's a short project.
Very short. He's gonna try and do the borings first, but he said it's probably about a month out. And he's gonna do that one first. And then he would get to this one, so.
Oh, Wallingford's over by the Ingham Lake
My-
Camp.
My address is Wallingford.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, yep. I'm there on the east side of the Lake of Ingham.
It's on that road I never traveled.
Yeah, good outfit. One of the owners called me this morning. He got the best price he's got in concrete pipe in a long time. So must be some competition.
I think our timing is good on this one.
Yeah, I think it's real good, actually. We had 12 plan holders. I got calls from 4 or 5 of them. And then, so I was surprised to see that many bid, but it's always good. And they're good range. I mean,
Yeah.
1.4 something to just under 1.1.
Was there only one that was higher than your estimate?
I was real surprised at. So, but, no, Chris is going through the math right now. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's an hour and 15 minutes from here.
So you were talking about that interest from the TIF. Does that have to be included in the debt certification letter, or how do they set
It
that?
would be a part of your debt letter, I would think. They worked with Danos to
Okay,
get this set up,
well, that's,
but we always just work with Bob Johnston. I mean, Danos can do it too. It's all the same office, isn't it?
yep.
I'm wondering if that's actionable to where we have to put it on our agenda to identify that we're gonna charge ourselves interest.
Well, I've been talking to Bob, and he's gonna call me this week with setting the debt public hearing. So I'm thinking that when he calls me, I'll just ask him about it. And
Hi, this is Chris. I'm back.
All right,
I went through the bid forms line by line for Mixinus excavating and B&B farm drainage. And B&B farm drainage is the low bidder, and it was correct.
And you're a little bit familiar with them because they got your last project bid, but we have no hesitation recommending them, that you award to them. Good contractor. We understand they got good, pipe prices. They're probably a little over a month out from starting on this one, but, recommend award to them.
okay. Well, I guess I'll make a motion to, approve the bid from B&B excavating out of, is it farm drainage or excavating?
Farm drainage.
Okay, B&B farm drainage out of Wallingford for the, bid on DD 11 main tile improvement project for $1,091,361,095.
I'll second that. Terry's made a motion to approve the contract to B&B Farm Drainage of Wallingford, Iowa for the bid letting of DD 11 main tile improvement project for the price of $1,091,361.95. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Rick.
Yes,
Yeah?
I have one, are you familiar with Randy Larson? You know, he's from Wisconsin, but he owns like 300-400 acres in Mount Valley.
Yeah. Yep.
Did we do a project out there in the last year? We didn't do a project.
There were a couple tile projects, yeah.
Anyway, he called and said that there's a ton of rocks, bigger size rocks on whatever they did out there. And, it's unfarmable, so, could you look that up and see if that was included in whatever was?
I will do that.
Okay, thank you much.
And you bet.
Yep. Okay, that's all I got. Okay,
Trying to think what else under drainage. Yeah, probably nothing right now.
okay. Guess we're through there then. We'll go to last one, monthly claims. There's just some stuff I'm gonna go look in and,
All right. I'll make the motion. Did you wanna look at these first before you? Oh, I remember what it was now. North of, Ruby Dean Farland's place, there's a tile up there, it's in Bill's district I think it's Bill's district. It's King, so it's Bill. Anyway, this tile's been worked on every other year, kind of majorly, and it just keeps failing, and it's almost to the point where we have to look at replacing a large chunk of it.
I'll make a motion to approve the semi-monthly county claims.
I'll second the motion.
Motion by Mike, second by Terry to approve the semi-monthly county claims. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. We stand adjourned except for signage.